Hello, and welcome back to Rooted in the Seasons, where ancient wisdom meets modern life with a strong cup of tea and practical tools for real busy women. I am Katya Patel, Ayurvedic diet and lifestyle educator, yoga teacher, and teacher mentor. Today, I'd like to explore the heart chakra. If you've been following this chakra series, you'll notice something changes here. We began with the root chakra, where a sense of safety and stability is created. We then moved to the sacral chakra, exploring our emotions and learning how to move with life's natural changes. Last time we arrived at the solar plexus chakra, our center of transformation, where intention gradually becomes action. The heart chakra is different. It marks a turning point. Because until now, our attention has mainly been focused on ourselves, our body, our emotions, our choices. Here, our awareness begins to expand beyond ourselves towards compassion, towards connection, towards love. Perhaps that's why the heart chakra sits right in the middle of the chakra system. You might ask, what changes at the heart chakra? Have you ever noticed how different you through the day depending on how your heart feels? So some days everything seems to flow. You have patience for other people. Small inconveniences stay small. You find yourself smiling at strangers. You notice the trees as you walk past them. You have time to listen, feel connected. Then life happens. A difficult conversation, a harsh comment, a period of stress. Without even noticing, something begins to change. Your shoulders round forward a little. Your breathing becomes more shallow. You become more protected of yourself. It's like the tortoise is moving into her shell, or shutters going down all of a sudden. If this sounds familiar, you are certainly not alone. From a yogic perspective, this is a very human response. The heart chakra reminds us that staying open isn't about pretending life is always easy. It's about recognizing when we gradually or all of a sudden close ourselves off and then learning how to return from that. And I think that's something all of us experience and all of us find difficult. In yoga, the center is known as Anahata chakra. It sits right in the center of the chest and forms a bridge between the lower and the higher chakras. The lower chakras help us build a stable foundation. They teach us about safety, emotions, and purposeful actions. The heart chakra, as mentioned, begins to widen our perspective. We slowly move from asking, what do I need, towards how can I connect? The Sanskrit word Anahata translates as unstruck or unbeaten. Rather than referring to something physical, it points towards a place within us that remains steady beneath the changing experiences of life. The heart chakra is associated with the air element. Just think about that for a moment. When we are relaxed, our breath naturally becomes fuller. When we are worried, stressed, or hurt, the breath often becomes shorter. The breath and the heart are deeply connected. This is something yoga has understood for thousands of years. So, if you're wondering where to begin, the good news is that this doesn't need to be complicated. The heart chakra invites you to notice the small moments throughout your day where you can reconnect with yourself and others. One practice I often come back to is simply taking a few minutes to journal, to write things down. Journaling isn't about analyzing everything that happens, but writing really helps us process the events of the day. Our thoughts become much clearer once they have left our head and landed on the page. Another practice is something I think we've almost forgotten how to do. Simply noticing what is. Taking a moment to recognize the people, the conversations, and the experiences that are already part of our life. We are often so focused on what's next that we completely miss what's here. And that simple shift in attention has a wonderful way to soften the heart. Acts of kindness are another beautiful way of working with the heart chakra. Maybe it's offering someone else your time, or truly listening with undivided attention, or simply speaking to yourself with a little more compassion. And if you enjoy working with affirmations, you might like to choose one that resonates with you. Perhaps I choose compassion for myself and others. Or I love myself as I am. And this, for many of us, that's probably the hardest one to believe. But choose one that resonates with you and live with it for a few days. You can also introduce it into your journaling if you like, and see how it begins to shape the way you move through the world. If you practice yoga, spend some time with back bends. because they create space across the front body, across the chest, encouraging a fuller, more relaxed breath. Poses such as Anjaneyasana, low lunge, or bridge pose, camel pose, Ustrasana, or the reclining butterfly supported through the back. Supine twists also support the heart chakra. Choose the variation that feels right for your body and allow the breath to guide the experience. One of my favorite ways to reconnect with the heart is through the breath. We talked about the connection between the breath and the heart earlier as one of the simplest and most powerful ways to reconnect with the center. As we've already explored, stress often shows up as a tighter chest and a shallower breath. So slowing the breath helps calm the nervous system and creates space where we may have gradually become a little smaller. When I started practicing yoga in Germany, my teacher introduced me to a simple breathing practice called the heart breathing or the heart breath. I've returned to it many times over the years whenever I wanted to connect with this part of myself. If you like, practice it here with me, or in the companion blog post, you'll find a step-by-step introduction as well that you can follow. And if you're driving or out for a walk, simply listen for now. You can always come back to this practice later. So sit comfortably with a long spine. Lift your arms out to the sides at shoulder height and soften the elbows. Close your hands into a relaxed fists with the palms facing upwards. As you open your right hand and inhale through your hand, imagine the breath is traveling from the palm along your arm into your heart. Close your right hand again, open your left and exhale. Imagine the breath is flowing from your heart through the arm and out of the palm. Then inhale again on the left through the palm, through your arm to the heart. Close the left, open the right. Exhale through the right arm, right palm. And continue in this rhythm. With each breath, simply notice what quality arises. Maybe kindness, a sense of peace, or simply a little bit more space. In a companion blog post, you can also try 2 heart-related mudras, hand gestures, and a short bija mantra chant. So before we finish, I leave you with this. We often think that opening the heart is something we have to achieve. Yoga offers a slightly different perspective. Perhaps our heart already knows how to remain open. perhaps we're really learning how to recognize the moments when we're closing ourselves off, and then slowly return. One breath, one kind conversation, one moment of compassion, one small act of kindness, again and again. It's never about perfection. It's about the rhythm. Little by little, those small moments begin to shape the way we meet ourselves, the people around us, and the world we live in. It's about learning how to live these teachings in the middle of every day. Because insight on its own rarely changes anything. It's what we come back to day after day that gradually shapes how we feel. And that's also one reason why I created Back to Rhythm. It's not a course about the chakras. It's space where we take ideas like these and weave them into everyday life through simple daily rhythms, supportive practices, and practical Ayurveda. Because lasting change rarely comes from one big decision. It grows through the small things we return to consistently. If you'd like to know more, you'll find the links in the show notes. I'd love to welcome you onto the interest list. Thank you so much for listening to Rooted in the Seasons. If you enjoy this episode, you can subscribe or follow Rooted in the Seasons on Spotify or Apple Podcast. That way, new episodes land automatically for you. If you like more support between episodes, you can download my free guide, 5 daily Ayurvedic shifts to feel like yourself again. And join my Sunday Read newsletter. You'll find all the relevant links as well in the show notes. And if something in today's episode resonated with you, I'd love to hear from you. You can connect with me on Substack or drop me an email. I always read and answer them. Until next time, stay rooted in the seasons. Thank you. Bye-bye.